Okay, started. Hi YouTube, I'm back with another video. This is my third time trying to make a video, but let's see if I can get through it. Okay, we might have some interruptions from my son. Sounds like he's on his way in here right now, actually. Anyways, I just want to let you guys know that this is going to be 3 separate videos and they're all going to be about breastfeeding. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm going to put them in order from things that occurred. Hi, honey. Okay, first, when Josiah was first born, tried breastfeeding him. And I can say it was difficult because he latched on, but it hurt really bad, and it just felt like he was biting me. And that's the only way I can describe it. It just felt like he was biting me. If you see a little cleavage, I'm sorry. He's been doing this new thing where he sticks his hand down my shirt for some reason. Anyways, it just felt like he was biting me, and I tried to get advice from the different nurses that were there after I gave birth, and it seemed like all of them had different things to say. Nothing was consistent, and so I was kind of frustrated because I didn't know who to listen to. Everyone was telling me different things, so I'm like, okay, whose advice do I take? They were telling me I'm holding him wrong, I'm positioning myself wrong, he's not latching on right, all the, different stuff. And so being a new mom, it can get frustrating. And I can see where moms don't want to breastfeed, because it's like when you first have the baby and you first try breastfeeding, it's like you're trying to get used to it, you're trying to figure out how to do it, and it's like, I don't know, it's overwhelming. Sometimes it can be. And so I called my lactation consultant from WIC, and I can say if any of you can afford a lactation consultant, get one. If you can't, get WIC. But your hospital should have lactation consultants there. And so I called my WIC lactation consultant, and I was like, I need to call them and see what's going on. And so I called them, and then they set me up for an appointment for when I left the hospital. Now, in the meantime, I was there for like 3 or 4 days. I don't remember. But in the meantime, I just kept trying to feed him. Even though it hurt really bad, I just kept feeding him. Kept feeding him every time. I didn't give him any formula at all. And so that's all I can do. And I had lanolin. And so I was putting lanolin on my nipples in the meantime. So I got to my lactation consultant appointment. You sleepy? I got to my appointment, and my lactation consultant, Blanca, she was doing the assessment of the baby, I guess that's what they call it. And she was just asking me questions, observing me breastfeed and stuff like that. And then she figured out the problem. She heard him cry, and she said she can tell by his cry what the problem was. And the problem was he was tongue-tied. Now, lactation consultants aren't able to diagnose, but she showed me pictures of what a baby that's tongue-tied looks like their tongue. And that's where I don't know what it's called, but it's underneath your tongue. It's attached to the tip of your tongue. So that's what he had. I'm sure if you're looking at this video, you probably already know what it's about. You're probably just wanting to do some research. So I didn't know. I was like, okay, so what do we have to do? Because she was saying that's why it's hard for him to latch on, and it hurts me when he eats, because he's not able to get the nipple all the way to the back where it's supposed to be. He's not able to latch on correctly. And so, are you trying to pat me too on the back? Go ahead. He's not able to latch on correctly. So, she told me I need to talk to my doctor. So, actually no, his pediatrician. So we made an appointment with his pediatrician, and they weren't trying to do anything. They were like, he's fine, and he's just gonna have problems sticking his tongue out and licking ice cream like the other kids, and he might have a really bad lisp, but other than that, he'll be fine. And I was like, do you hear everything you just told me? Like, why would I want that for my child? Are you serious? And they weren't trying to do anything. And I was like, no, I want something done. So, I can say for all you moms out there, if you have a child that's tongue-tied and the doctor's trying to tell you that the child will be fine and they'll just have different problems, but other than that, they'll be fine. Have them do what they need to do to, get rid of it, because they won't do it because they don't think it's important. But I think it's important. Why wouldn't I want my child to be able to lick ice cream or stick his tongue out? Like, come on now. That's something we all want to do, like, as a child. Like, I can remember when I was little, I would, lick my little ice creams and stuff like that. But anyways, so I told them, no. You need to clip it like you're supposed to do. And so they said, okay, if that's what you want done. I was like, yeah, that's what I want done. You have to be stern with them sometimes, because sometimes it seems like they're not going to listen to you. Anyways, so they did it, thank God. And after that, I tried feeding him again, and they had a lactation consult come meet with me from the hospital to make sure everything was okay with as far as him breastfeeding. And they came and they met with me. Well, she came and she met with me, and everything was fine. Everything started to get better from there, I should say. And so that was the first thing that we had to overcome when it came to breastfeeding. I can say it was difficult at first because it just was really painful, and I'm really grateful that I went to my lactation consultant, because the doctors didn't notice it, the nurses didn't notice it, nobody noticed it, because they weren't like really... Well, I could say they were all up in his mouth probably to check them, because they have to check the babies to make sure they're okay and everything's functioning right. But the lactation consultant, she has seen it before. It's something she deals with on a regular basis. So I'm just really glad that she was able to see it and let me know. And I was able to go and have that done so it can make breastfeeding easier. And it wouldn't hurt, and he'd be able to latch on, because I think if it would have stayed as hard as it was, then I don't know.